Glenn is a manager who is absolutely selfless with his time. He puts his reps before anything else. When I was initially interviewing for staffing, I was actually interviewing for another part of the business as well. And instead of Glenn pushing why I should come to staffing and all the great reasons that I should come to his team, he actually helped coach me through the other interview and then helped me build a pros and cons list that, suited me rather than what suited him as to what role I should actually go for. And this was like a major reason why I walked away from both interview processes and was like, I want to work for Glenn, because I could really see that he genuinely cared about the decision that I made for me rather than for him. I joined the team and it was totally seamless. He had a plan in place. I never once felt new or lost. He joined countless meetings. I cannot count the amount of decks, client meetings, client calls he has joined, and I've never felt more supported by a manager. He also made sure that I met so many different people in the team and got ramped up as quickly as possible. And yeah, just made my transfer back to staffing as seamless as possible.
Hey Glenn, so we've been working together for about a year and a half now as you as my manager, and I'm going to speak for myself, but I'm pretty sure the rest of the team will say that we feel incredibly lucky to have you as a manager. And there's so many topics that I could bring up as to why you are an incredible manager, but one of the top ones is I feel as though I have developed as a salesperson, which I haven't done for a very long time. The way that you understand how I work and you understand how to communicate with me, the way that you give me feedback and the way that you coach me, give me the learnings that I will absolutely go ahead and take away with my dyslexia is kind of like top notch for me. So I always feel like you hear me, you listen, you understand, and I'm completely coached from that as well. And I think just the way that you lead our team in general, with our team meetings, the delivery of your messaging, the amount of information that you give us, we always feel in the know. We always feel as though we are part of a much bigger kind of like team, which is awesome. And you're doing the most amazing job. Don't want you to go anywhere though. Thanks.
From my perspective, I feel like you want a manager that really adds impact and value to your clients and coming to your calls and things like that. And I think a lot of the time, historically, I probably shy away from having managers join my calls and have never really seen the value of it. Whereas I found that since you've come into the role, I've gained so much value from you being really, really present, and you've helped me so much and helped me see kind of the value of having a manager part of your processes and kind of opening up a bit to help out with deal creation and even managing kind of complex scenarios and challenging situations. I think like with the MCG deal, you were so helpful in that, and even kind of post getting the deal done and really spending time building out the deck with me and making sure I've covered everything off to kind of post now where they're trying to get out the contract, and you really helping and supporting me and being so hands-on in dealing with quite a hard situation has been so helpful. And I think it's definitely changed my perspective on having managers involved in your work, because I can really see the value from it. I think as well, probably with the wider team, having someone that's come from a really successful AE role makes such a difference. I think you have so much, that you have such a good brand with everybody in the staffing team, especially having not come from staffing. I think a lot of people within the staffing industry are, if someone's not worked in staffing, you know what they're like. They're kind of, I don't know, you tend to not have as much, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, people just have a bit of an arrogance around it. I think coming from corp, I would have thought that would have taken a longer amount of time for you to build up that credibility with the team, whereas you've got such good credibility. People like want you involved in their work. They want your input. And there's not been many managers that I hear spoken about in that way. So I found that super impactful.
Hi there, Andy here. Glenn said he would give me 50 quid if I came on and said a few words about my experience under him, so I thought I'd come on and share. Hi there, Andy here. I just wanted to come on and say 3 things about the time I've been working with Glenn so far at LinkedIn. The first one, Glenn, is your sales acumen and deal craft. You've got such a broad knowledge of markets from your time as an AE, and the ability to understand our role from being so successful is awesome. You can bring some amazing insight into our relationships and challenge my approach, and extremely valuable angles when crafting deals all the way through from planning to execution and breaking our numbers down into smaller goals. The second thing is about your coaching and development. You rarely meet people who are naturally gifted at coaching and guiding without telling. I've continually upskilled with Glenn through this, more so than before in my career. And we've recently worked on a whole new strategy and success plan, which I created together with Glenn, which saw a big uplift in my performance throughout H1, leading to hitting the target. And then the third and most important is the team culture that we have within Glenn's team. An environment where we're trusted and supported, encouraged, valued. It's an exciting team to be part of, where everyone relies on each other with a true growth mindset and how to push each other in the right direction. But more so, you've made coming to work incredibly enjoyable, Glenn, even with a challenging role. So thank you for everything that you've done, and good luck.
I just want to say a little bit about my experience of working with Glenn over the last 18 months. The first thing I would say is he's passionate and he's knowledgeable. I think he's got a real passion for staffing, a passion for LinkedIn, a passion for his team, and one of the best things I'd say I like the most is a passion for sales. He makes everyone around him want to do better and really want to succeed. Outside of that, I would say the fact that he is approachable. There's never something which is too big of an ask to Glenn. And even if you think it's too big of an ask for him, he'll make it simple. And he'll talk about the steps and how we can approach whatever the goal is or whatever the task that we're looking to do. Another thing that I would say is the culture that he's created. Again, probably going back into the passion piece, but I've worked at LinkedIn for a number of years, and the culture that he's been able to create is more like a family, and that's definitely what obviously staffing is. But he's been able to create that, and for us, I would say, to be the team that people want to be on within the staffing enterprise. The other thing outside of that is my success. I'd say my success is purely because of Glenn, and purely because of his leadership. As I said at the start, his knowledge around sales is second to none, and I've never been around someone who's as good at sales as him. But the fact that he wants to share that and make everyone else around him better is amazing, and really happy to be a part of it.
And I remember my first interaction with Glenn was, I really first interaction as Glenn as my manager was a really heartfelt sort of moment, because it wasn't just about what I've achieved at LinkedIn, where I've been, what I've done. It was about me. And I actually remember Glenn kind of welling up because I gave him a bit of a backstory, which maybe he did or did not want to hear. But nonetheless, I think that kind of really forged the strong bond that we have, and to help Glenn identify where some of my strengths are and maybe values that I bring to the team. And also Glenn has been a massive commodity to me in terms of realising when I need to kind of stop and take a look at the sort of surroundings and what's going on. And I think I'm too proud as a person to kind of admit that there was really something wrong. Very good at supporting others, but not so good at taking that advice and supporting myself. And Glenn's really helped me to kind of take that leap of faith into the unknown. And give myself some time personally away from work to focus on my health, focus on my well-being. And that's above and beyond the managerial criteria. And I think that I will value in Glenn as a friend, a colleague for the rest of my life, because it's somebody going the extra mile to kind of support you. And Glenn has been there, kind of giving me my space, being supportive, being everything that I could have asked for and more. So for that, I'm incredibly grateful. And I think, whatever role Glenn does, he's going to be a success. Wherever he goes, he's going to be a success, because he's just got that real likeable, credible character that will always go to bat for his team and always show up at the highest level. And I can't thank Glenn enough for everything that he's done for me. And I would be gutted to see Glenn go, but it'd be an amazing addition to any position within LinkedIn, and we are really lucky to have him. So thanks everyone. Take care. Bye.